Hello, Israel. It's Red Planet again. Tuesday, 10:05 a.m. Okay, we're gonna listen to Lalonda speak about Christmas. How it's a pagan holiday and we shouldn't be celebrating it. Let's get into it, Israel.
The scriptures tell you not to follow the way of the heathen. Nowhere in the Bible does it give you the exact date of Christ's birth. And nowhere in the Bible does it tell you to celebrate Christmas. But the Bible does tell you that the Messiah was not born in the winter. The Messiah was born when them shepherds was out in the field feeding their flock. Let me...
We only serve the Most High. Only give praise to the Most High. Let's just get that clear right now before the video gets started. We only worship the Most High only. So when she say Messiah, just ignore that. It's the message that's in the video. Let's get to it.
show y'all what I'm talking about.
What if you were shown that what you believe to be Christmas in your mind is not really what Christmas is in reality? What if I proved to you that Christmas was surreptitiously subjoined to Christianity with the delusive intent to have those that follow Christianity to inadvertently worship Satan?
You have got to be kidding me.
What if it was shown to you that you've been systematically induced into partaking yearly in this satanic ritual called Christmas, and that you are responsible for empowering demon forces, and you don't even know it?
What?
Sounds crazy, right? I know. But nothing is ever what it really seems to be. You see, the problem is you don't ask questions. You just go with the flow, right? You've been taught to just do as others do. You've been programmed to go with the program. For example, let me ask you a question. Why do you bring a tree in your house on December 25th? What does that signify? What does it mean? What is the reason you do it? The answer is you don't know. Let me ask you another one. What is the reason that you take that same tree that you don't know why you brought in your house and you deck it with silver, with gold, and various other ornaments? What does it mean? Why do you do it? The answer is, you don't know.
I really don't know.
So now, with that being said, what you need to do is sit down and lend me your ear for a few minutes so you can understand why you do these things. You can get the origin of these things. And then you can consciously decide if you want to continue doing it or if you want to do away with it. Because you have been naively beguiled into worshiping Satan.
What?
I'm going to show you exactly how Satan infiltrated Christianity with Christmas. The festivals of Rome are innumerable, but 5 of the most important may be singled out for elucidation, viz. Christmas Day, Lady Day, Easter, the Nativity of St. John, and the Feast of Assumption. Each and all of these can be proved to be Babylonian. And first, as to the festival in honor of the birth of Christ, or Christmas, how comes it that the festival was connected with the 25th of December? There is not a word in the scripture about the precise day of his birth, or the time of year when he was born. What is recorded there implies that at what time soever his birth took place, it could not have been on the 25th of December.
It sure could not have. Go ahead.
December 25th stems all the way back to the beginning of civilization in ancient Babylon. During the winter solstice, according to mythology, that's the day when the sun began to regain its dominion and begin to conquer the night. Because during the winter solstice, that's the period when the night is at its longest extent throughout the whole year, and the day shone for the shortest amount of time throughout the whole year. So in a sense, there's this type of mythological battle going on between the sun and night. So what succeeded the winter solstice was a gradual increase of the sun going from its lowest point all the way up until the summer solstice, where it goes into its highest point. So the pagans back then took that as a sign that the sun was beginning to regain dominance over the night, and they began to make deities out of it. So, for instance, you have the Egyptian god Horus, who was born on the winter solstice of December 25th. You have the Greek god Helios, who was born on the winter solstice of December 25th. You have the Greco-Roman god Apollo, who was born on December 25th. You got the Hindu god Mithra, who also was born on December 25th. And you got the demon of all demons, the deity named after Nimrod, Baal, who after Nimrod's death, he was deified by his mother Semiramis and turned and claimed that he became the sun god. He also was born on December 25th.
You have got to be kidding me. So you telling me that there was 5 pagan gods that was born on December 25th, and not one of them was the Messiah?
My special boy. Do you know what your gift is? No matter what they do to you, you cannot die. You can never die. My special boy. You know what your gift is? No matter what they do to you, you cannot die. You can never die.
The scholars know, and all the elite know, that December 25th has always been used as a pagan day to conjure up spirits and demons. It's always been used that way. So now what they did was take the Bible and infiltrate it and then put the name Christ over it and got the whole world conjuring up spirits and empowering demons on December 25th.
You gotta be kidding me.
When it has nothing to do with the birth of Christ at all. At the time that the angel announced his birth to the shepherds of Bethlehem, They were feeding their flocks by night in the open fields. Now, no doubt the climate of Palestine is not so severe as the climate of this country, but even there, though the heat of day be considerable, the cold of the night from December to February is very piercing, and it was not the custom for the shepherds of Judea to watch their flocks in the open fields later than about the end of October. What the Bible does say is that during the time of Christ's birth, the shepherds were outside feeding the flocks and grazing them by nighttime.
Sure was. Go ahead, brother.
And anybody in their right mind will tell you that there's no way shepherds are going to be outside in the dead of winter grazing flock in the blistering cold. The Bible does not substantiate a winter birth, because there's no way the shepherds would be outside grazing flock in the dead of winter when it's blistering cold. I stay in Florida where they have mild winters, and there's no way, even in the wintertime, I'm going to be outside in the middle of the night grazing the flock. And I have sheep. There's no way I'm going to go out there and be grazing the flock. They're going to have to wait until the morning. Undervin Bible Compact Dictionary. Christmas, the anniversary of the birth of Christ, and its observance celebrated by most Protestants and by Roman Catholics on December 25th, by Eastern Orthodox churches on January 6th, and by the Armenian Church on January 19th. The first mention of its observance on December 25th is in the time of Constantine, about AD 325. The date of Christ's birth is not known. The scholars themselves know that Christ was not born on December 25th. The governmental system today knows that it has nothing to do with Christ, but they're not going to say anything. They write it in the books, but they're not going to say anything because you are conjuring up spirits and giving power to the demonic forces that rule the earth.
Now ain't that something?
Most Christians don't even know that the Christmas tree is in the Bible. God condemns dealing with the Christmas tree. It's an abomination. He tells you not to deal with it. Any Christian that has read the Bible, the reason you don't know it's in the Bible because you've never read the Bible. Most Christians never read the Bible. Because if they did, they would know they're not supposed to be dealing with a Christmas tree or any other type of tree, putting ornaments and putting presents underneath it. You would know that it was an ancient custom and a heathenistic custom and a paganistic custom and a satanic worship and Luciferian doctrine. Jeremiah 10 and verse 1. Hear ye the word which the Lord speaketh unto you, O house of Israel. Thus saith the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them. For the customs of the people are vain. For one cutteth a tree out of the forest, the work of the hands of the workman with the axe. They deck it with silver and with gold. They fasten it with nails and with hammers, that it move not. Well, maybe I could just say it's the worship of Christ. No, it's not the worship of Christ. It has nothing to do with Christ, and it's self-evident. When you look on the TV, you're going to see Santa Claus. You're going to see Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. You're going to see a snowman. What does any of that have to do with Christ?
Now ain't that something?
Like it was mentioned before, Constantine mixed paganism in with Christianity. And eventually paganism overtook the whole doctrine of Christianity. Most people are still going to go and participate in that ritual.
That scripture say, woe to them that call evil good and good evil, that put darkness for light, and light for darkness, that put bitter with sweet, and sweet for bitter.
With everything being said, and they're going to try to rationalize it in their mind and make an excuse and try to say, oh, well, I'm doing it because of the family. No, you're not doing it. You're doing it is because they've been tampering with the brain waves, and they make it to where you think that you have to do this ceremony, or people going to look at you crazy. They start softening you up with Christmas carols. Everybody start acting funny around the Christmas time.
Now you sure is right about that. You sure right. People be so weird acting this time of the year. They run around here with their Santa Claus hats on. They got these antlers all on their cars and decorates their cars like reindeer. Yeah, they be so kind, saying please and thank you and excuse me and all the things that you're supposed to do all the time. They pick this time of the year that they starts doing all these things. It's really strange. They'll open the door for you. They be smiling. They be running around here like, you know, just all in this weird, happy mood. But the weird thing is that they only do it once a year. That's the strange thing about this. Now, anybody in their right mind stop and think, why do these people act like this only around this time of the year? But the rest of the year, they back to who they really are. It's a crying shame.
All of a sudden, everybody's in this giving mood. And nice and want to give hugs and kisses.
Be kind all the time. That means all the time. That don't mean around pagan Christmas and these pagan holidays. He means all the time. That scripture say, and be ye kind one to another, tenderhearted, forgiving one another, even as God, for Christ's sake, has forgiven you.
Again, we only worship the Most High. Only worship the Most High only.
Why? Because they socially and they're psychologically programming you to act that way. And to give. They prepare you slowly to get ready to partake in this ritual that you will do at the end of the month. December 25th, faithfully. You're going to go, you're going to sit down with your whole family and open up presents, and you're going to be doing it in the name of Satan, disguised as Christmas or the worship and the birth of Christ, when it has nothing to do with that at all.
Well, I'm not.
2 Corinthians 5, verse 10. For we must all appear before the judgment seat of Christ, that everyone may receive the things done in his.
We only worship the Most High. And the only person we're going to be standing in front of is the Most High on Judgment Day, not Christ. The Most High only.
Body, according that he hath done, whether it be good or bad. So with that being said, if you're going to continue worshiping and celebrating Christmas, so be it. But to those that have an ear, let them hear.
That scripture say, he that has ears to hear, let him hear.
So take heed and hear, Israel.
And you won't be a partaker of the loophole in the system. And you come out of the matrix.
That scripture say, and I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, that ye not be partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues.
Come out of her, Israel. Come out of her.
And y'all know how they speak the truth and tell the truth about what's really going on in their movies and in their sitcoms. Let me show y'all.
Christmas wreaths. No, it's not as crazy as it sounds, Dean. I mean, pretty much every Christmas tradition is pagan.
Christmas is Jesus' birthday.
No, Jesus' birthday was probably in the fall. It was actually the winter solstice festival that was co-opted by the church and renamed Christmas. But I mean, the Yule log, the tree, even Santa's red suit, that's all remnants of pagan worship.
See what I'm saying?
So I take it you don't want to help us trim the tree?
I do not, but if you insist on decorating a spider-infested fire hazard in my home, I would request that you add this.
What is it?
You're kidding, right? It's a bust of Sir Isaac Newton.
Oh, sure. Yeah, very Christmassy.
Wait, excuse me, but it's much more Christmassy than anything you've put on the tree.
Here we go.
December 25th, 1642 Julian calendar, Sir Isaac Newton is born. Jesus, on the other hand, was actually born in the summer. His birthday was moved to coincide with a traditional pagan holiday that celebrated the winter solstice with lit fires and slaughtered goats.
Now ain't that something? You see how they tell the truth.
Which frankly sounds like more fun than 12 hours of church with my mother, followed by a fruitcake.
Going against what they doing is what it means to be separate from the world. This is what it means. We got to be separate, y'all. They use their mind control, and they have done such a good job into having all these people running around here celebrating the birth of all these evil people when this has absolutely nothing at all to do with the birth of the Messiah. Nothing. They running around here, got all these people buying all these gifts, cooking all this food.
Christ is not the Messiah. We only worship the Most High. Only.
Having all these big celebrations. And all the time, they are celebrating the birth of these evil people. We got to be separate, y'all. We got to be separate. Just like the scripture tell us to do. That scripture say, wherefore come out from among them and be ye separate, saith the Lord, and touch not the unclean thing, and I will receive you,
Unto myself.
and I will be a father unto you, and ye shall be my son and my daughters, saith the Lord Almighty. It's only a few people who see the truth and see the light. Many people know the truth, but still choose to serve these evil pagan holidays. We gotta worship the Messiah in spirit and in truth.
We only serve the Most High. Serve the Most High only, not the Messiah. The Most High only. Shalom, Israel.